Stop wasting. Start composting. Make the earth greener, right from your kitchen. Have you ever wondered why gardeners love composting so much? I believe the answer isn't just about getting a little extra natural fertilizer. It's about being part of the circle of life, where waste transforms into new life. I still remember the first day I started composting. Honestly, at that time, I just thought it's a good way to save some trash. But as I watched my dry, lifeless soil turn rich and crumbly, and saw my vegetables suddenly grow greener and healthier, I realized something. Compost isn't just fertilizer, it's nature's magic. Maybe that's why gardeners love compost as if it were life itself. They see kitchen scraps and fruit peels not as waste, but as seeds of rebirth. And in this modern age, where people are drifting away from nature, compost reminds us that life is still simple if we take a moment to reconnect with the earth. Understanding compost. So what exactly is compost? It's the process of giving life back to the planet, where tiny microorganisms quietly turn what we call trash into the black gold of the soil. Many people think composting is a small act, but actually it's a big one. It's our way of giving back to Earth what we've taken. As an environmentalist, I often say, composting is the cycle of gratitude. Because when we compost, we're not just recycling waste. We're learning to value every little thing. Banana peels, coffee grounds, dry leaves. Everything has worth if we just give it a second chance. The benefits are crystal clear. It reduces household waste, saves money on fertilizers, restores poor soil, and helps plants thrive without chemicals. It's not just about saving money, it's about saving the future. Common mistakes in home composting. Many people get excited about composting, but a few weeks later, they complain, "Why does it smell so bad?" I smile because we've all been there, myself included. The most common mistake? Adding too many wet greens like leftover veggies or fruit peels, and not enough browns like dry leaves or shredded paper. Compost needs a balance of greens, nitrogen-rich, and browns, carbon-rich materials. If the ratio is off, microorganisms get out of balance, and that's when the smell appears. Others forget to turn the pile, which means the compost runs out of oxygen, leading to slow, smelly anaerobic decay. Some people let it get too dry, and the microbes just go to sleep. Composting is like caring for a living being. It needs air, moisture, and a little attention. If you've ever struggled with it, don't give up. Mistakes simply mean you're learning to listen to the soil. And the earth, my friend, always forgives, as long as we keep caring for it. Golden tips from gardeners. 1. Chop your scraps small. The smaller the pieces, the faster they break down. It's like giving the microbes bite-sized snacks. 2. Turn your compost regularly. Think of it like stirring a soup. Air is the breath of life in your compost pile. 3. Add a little helper, EM powder, beneficial microbes, or even fermented rice water. It's a feast for your compost microbes and keeps odors down. Simple, right? Yet these are the golden rules every experienced gardener lives by. A friend of mine in Dalat once said, "Composting is like raising a child. You have to pay attention and love it every day." And it's true. When you love the soil, it gives back. Lush green vegetables that no store-bought fertilizer can match. Composting meets technology and AI. Most people think composting is purely manual work, but in the age of AI, things are changing fast. Artificial intelligence is already being used in agriculture, predicting moisture, monitoring temperature, even suggesting the ideal mix of ingredients for compost. In Vietnam, some young innovators have created smart compost bins equipped with IoT sensors that track heat and humidity, sending updates right to your phone. If your compost is too dry, it'll remind you to add water. If it's too wet, the built-in fan automatically turns on. That's the future of green living. Compost AI working together for the planet. And you know what? I believe technology doesn't separate us from nature, not if we use it wisely. AI can't grow plants for us, but it can help us understand the soil better, compost smarter, and spread the green lifestyle further. Compost and AI, they may sound worlds apart, but they share the same dream: living in harmony with nature. How to compost at home. You don't need fancy equipment. Just a plastic bin with a lid, a small corner in your yard, and a bit of patience. Start by mixing 2 parts browns, dry leaves, shredded paper, sawdust, with 1 part greens, fruit and veggie scraps, coffee grounds, fresh grass. Keep it as damp as a wrung-out sponge, not too dry, not too wet. Stir every few days to let oxygen in. After 1 or 2 months, you'll notice a pleasant earthy smell, like a forest after the rain. That's how you know your compost is cooked. Just imagine, a few weeks ago, this was kitchen waste you were about to throw away. And now, it's the soil that will feed your plants. And you. That moment, when waste becomes life, is one everyone should experience at least once. Signs of finished compost. One day when you lift the lid, you'll smell that rich, earthy scent. No bad odor, no visible food scraps. Your compost will be dark brown, soft, and slightly warm to the touch. That warmth isn't from the sun. It's from life itself, created by billions of microorganisms hard at work. As I once told a friend, compost is where you see the universe's rule most clearly. Death turns into new life. If you've ever seen finished compost, you'll understand. The earth always knows how to heal, if only we let it. How to speed up composting. Many people say composting takes too long, months before it's ready. But with a little care, you can speed things up. Maintain 50 to 60% moisture. If you squeeze a handful and just a few drops come out, that's perfect. Keep it warm. Place the bin in a sunny spot. Warmth helps microbes work faster. Feed the microbes. Add a bit of molasses or coffee grounds. They're like energy drinks for your compost. Keep it covered. Protect it from rain to prevent soggy, smelly piles. A farmer in Long An once told me, composting is like cooking. Get the recipe right and it'll always turn out great. I couldn't agree more. Composting, like life, is all about balance and care. And when you do it right, the results are always beautiful. How to use your finished compost. When your compost is ready, it's harvest time. Mix it directly into your garden soil, use it for potted plants, or spread it as mulch to keep moisture in. If your soil is poor, even a thin layer of compost can revive it. Within weeks, you'll see new life. Another favorite method of mine is compost tea. Simply soak compost in water for a few days, then use that nutrient-rich liquid to water your plants weekly. I once used my own compost to revive a patch of dead, dry soil I thought was hopeless. Months later, fresh green vegetables grew where nothing had survived before. That's when I realized, compost doesn't just feed the soil, it restores our faith in nature. A story to inspire you. Before I started composting, my family threw out nearly 3 kilos of kitchen waste every week. Fruit peels, veggie scraps, coffee grounds. I used to think it was all useless, until I began composting. A few months later, I discovered something powerful. Everything can be reborn. Now my little backyard garden thrives on the very waste I once threw away. One day, my young nephew asked, "Uncle, why does this soil smell so good?" I smiled and said, "Because it's made with love and patience." That's what I want to share with you today. Every household can turn waste into resources. We don't need to wait for anyone else. We can start right in our own kitchens. Because changing the world sometimes begins with one small compost bin. Health and mental benefits. Composting and gardening may seem like manual work, but they're actually great therapy for the soul. When you put your hands in the soil and breathe in that earthy scent, you reconnect with nature, something modern life often makes us forget. Studies show that gardening reduces stress, boosts mood, and even strengthens the immune system. For me, watering my plants each morning and watching them grow is the most peaceful moment of my day. And when you eat vegetables you grew yourself, you taste something real, not just food, but pride and joy. Compost nourishes not only the earth, but also our spirit. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the Compost channel. Let's spread the green lifestyle together. Join me as we explore simple ways to compost naturally, grow healthy food, and live in harmony with the planet. I truly believe that every small action, composting, recycling, planting a tree, is a building block for a greener future for our children. Let's help the earth heal, starting with our own hands. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.